Hello everyone, today we're doing a video review of the Havana One Day Tour purchased from Sunwing, which we took at the end of January 2025. The video is provided in closed captions only. Please turn on closed captions for a better video experience. I will return at the end to provide our final rating and review of the tour. Enjoy the video and please subscribe to my channel for more travel content.
This place to United States of America, 180 kilometers to Miami, 145 kilometers to Cuba. On the right side, the mouth of the river Taberna. On the left hand side, the green side of the river, very nice vegetation. Three or four of the city houses.
I'm here. So then the same thing is all the handmade stuff. All over here. All over here are handmade.
Oh yeah, no worries. I will be. I'll explain about everything you find here.
No, my dear. Thank you, my dear.
say that. It's okay. Gotta go.
hice la foto con la cubanita.
That's in 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. The New York people were having no room where to build. And then they began building in this area that at that time it was called the outskirts of Havana. The outskirts of Havana. So then, because we were having no room over there closer to Old Havana. So many of these people at the year 1959. Many of these people at the year 1959, they went away from Cuba when they started the revolution because they could keep their homes, and many of the factories and so on were expropriated, right? So then, they keep their homes, but many of them, of course, took their money and went away from Cuba. Their homes were left behind. They were taken by the Cuban government, dividing that into 2 or 3 or 4 to provide more housing to people. Traffic police, security of the country. On the right side, you get there another image, that is the image of Camilo Cienfuegos, another hero of the 50s, that is a Minister of Communications. On the right side there you find, on the right side there, so then you find the tower 109 meters high, and in front of it you find that big monument on the right side, Jose Marti, Cuban national hero. Later, when the Castro came to power, well, it was named the Square of the Revolution, taken mainly for the military, for the political purposes and cultural purposes also. And there you find the statue of Jose Marti, Cuban national hero. There. National Assembly, that is the highest political organization. Just follow me 5 minutes. I'll be letting you know, where to go and so on, and at what time and where. photos were displayed then here, so in this area. This time was just open air museum, so military museum, open air museum, just recalling that past time when the missile crisis for the year 1962.
This is my rating of the Colonial Havana tour. Information on the tour was available through the Sunwing app. The price was reasonable. It cost 100 Canadian per adult. We were told by Sunwing that it is cheaper to buy the tour in flight than at the resort. The tour was very easy to book. We told the flight attendant which tour we were interested in, handed a credit card and got a receipt, which we provided to the rep in Cuba in exchange for a tour ticket. We were picked up at 7:45 a.m. on Wednesday, the day we selected for the tour. We usually get up early, so that time wasn't an issue. The bus was comfortable overall, and the travel time to Havana once we left Varadero was about 2 hours. Our tour guide was very good, both entertaining and informed about all the colonial sites in Havana. We were able to see almost all the key historic sites in Havana. Lunch was provided. It was fairly basic. We also had soup as a starter, rice and beef as a main course, and some ice cream for dessert. We had a drink with our lunch also. We were provided with an hour of free time in the newer part of Havana to explore and buy souvenirs. The length of the tour was good in our opinion. Some people felt that there was too much walking involved. We arrived back at our hotel in Varadero around 7:45 p.m. with plenty of time to clean up and go to dinner and a show. I would definitely recommend this tour to anyone interested in seeing Havana. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for future videos. Thank you.